What's going on, everyone? Vince here with Life with Vince Luu, and today I'm back with another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu video teaming up with Professor Bryant of Sabre Jiu-Jitsu, head instructor and black belt. And I asked him a question. What would you advise to those who can't train or go to class due to COVID? And as I was filming, I didn't realize that my autofocus wasn't working, so the video is blurry, but the audio is still good. So I wanted to put this video out there, so here it is. Hey everyone, Vince here, Sabre Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, and
Bryant Pangelinan, owner of Sabre Jiu-Jitsu, black belt.
So Coach B, I have a question for you. So what would you advise to those who can't train actively at a gym or go to class due to COVID? What can we do in the meantime because we can't go to class?
That's a great question, and I think that some of us, and I'm still seeing students deal with these things that are going on that can't attend class right now. It's all about practice and priority as far as your life in this particular case. Practice and priority in regards to your daily habits, your eating routine, your hydration, your eating, but your resting periods during the day. Making sure you're taking care of your bodies, and if you can't have access to a gym, running is always a great tool to use for fitness because it's self-mobile. You can just throw some shoes on, head out the door, and you're good to go. But on a basic fitness level, things you can do at home as far as just keeping yourself on somewhat of a attainable or comparable fitness level that you may had during your jiu-jitsu time. Push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, pull-ups, jumping jacks, burpees, all those kind of things that you don't need anything but maybe a little space in your house or the garage or even out front, out in the grass, something like that. So it's important to maintain those outside levels of fitness and again routine as far as taking care of your body. But as far as jiu-jitsu drills, I think dummies are great. There's a ton of videos out there these days as far as how to make a dummy. If you can't buy one, I know some of them are pretty pricey. The use of the gi that you guys have on a daily practice, grab one of your old ones, stuff it full of t-shirts and whatnot, and learn creative ways to make a dummy. Those type of drills are out there, and even access to all kinds of information still, even drilling on dummies. I know at this day and age, obviously, can't get access to partners maybe, but what I think is a great thing to do is introduce your family members into self-defense, and pick somebody in your family that's within reason and health to, hey, can I show you something or can I try something on you? And let them know it's important for you because that's who you are, that's who you identify, and that's what you do or what you were normally doing on a daily basis. And then you turn them on to those things because it's a life skill, right? It's a skill set that maybe our family members and whatnot don't normally do. And I think it's good to open their eyes to these things. So you could even practice movements on them, maybe show them things that to help them through in bad situations. And then all of a sudden you see their intrigue and all that start to grow, like, hey, can we try that again? Or what would you do here? And that's how it always starts. But things like neon bellies and stuff like that, and transitions and defensive movements out of the mount and side control, those are like some of the best ones you can do. I'm not going to sit there and then, tell a student to go practice a berimbolo on their little brother or something, but, it's just one of those things where you within reason, start to build that, level of comfort within your family members. And if you don't have them, you're able to practice on something like a dummy. I was just talking to a student earlier today about, I remember my last training session before my first world championships that I did, and I won. All I had, because at that time, my partners for that day, no one showed up. So I literally showed up to an academy and it was empty. And all I had was one of those exercise balls. And all I did was hip transitions and how to use the ball and my hips and movement through an active series of a lot of different things that I remembered watching on an exercise video. And I did that. I remember I did that for almost an hour, and I got one of the best workouts. And all I remember is man, I'm so glad I did something that day. And this is one thing I truly believe, like, something is better than nothing. Anything is better than zero. So if you find yourself in a situation where like you can't roll, you can't go and train in class, but you got to do something active, it's important to think, what can I do it safely, maybe with a dummy or with a family member or friend that you trust or live with that you know that you can, work around, but obviously within reason. But jiu-jitsu is all about leverage, technique, and timing even. You're going to find that like, wow, man, that feel of trying an arm bar or a mount escape or something, those are mechanics. It's a perishable skill that you're going to see, like, even when you drill it with a live body and maybe it's been a while since you've done one, you're gonna feel rusty. It's just like anything else, but it's all about building yourself back up and getting those repetitions in, but always keep to your fundamentals and basics as far as, what should I be doing. But again, keep it simple. Try and get the dummy, try and get a family member, try and get a friend that you trust and work through it. But you can also think to yourself, what do I know within my own skill set? Stay within that. Don't start to get too crazy and venture out, because then you start to confuse yourself and maybe even do the techniques wrong. But anyway, there's so many ways that I think that you can train on your own. And like I said, it can be something as simple as using an exercise ball, but come up and formulate workouts even just with what hip escapes, technical stand-ups, stuff like that you know how to do that doesn't require a partner. But also learning how to do takedown shots, and that doesn't require a partner. Sprawls don't require a partner. And even so much as we're like just scooting on the ground and moving. And it's funny because things that I've done over the years, like even right now, I'm just like sitting here, there's my technical stand-up, so you learn how to do things on a day-to-day basis, and how you took jiu-jitsu and tied it into your daily life, and all of a sudden it becomes normal, right? But as far as anything else goes, like you keep it simple and keep it basic.
And what are your thoughts on, DVDs? Mm-hmm. Or I know some people like to supplement, if they're not training at a gym, mm-hmm. They like to buy some DVDs, watch
Sure.
those, and then, or also, YouTube, right? But YouTube can also be like not necessarily the best, right? So what are your thoughts on supplementing in that way if we can't go to class as well?
I think if you can't get to class, get anything that you can as far as information goes, and look it up. Obviously, in this day and age, everything is online, so everything, be it DVDs or YouTube. Hey, why not jump right into that rabbit hole and see what you can find? It's much different now than when I first started, and back in the day, it was magazines and VHS, and that's what's crazy is like, we were very resourceful back then, but I seriously remember looking through magazines and books and understanding and going picture by picture, almost like a flip book of how to go through a technique, and that's how I did some of my learning back in the day. So it's still possible, and don't think that you're so limited to where you shouldn't go and seek too much YouTube information. It's just, do you comprehend what you're learning through that YouTube video, and maybe do you have access to somebody that maybe you can try that movement with? So this is why I say keep it within fundamentals and keep it basic.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Coach B.
No problem.
Thanks to everyone. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed already, consider subscribing to tune in for more videos. Coach B will be back very soon.
Thank you.
Peace out, everybody.